welcome. You're in from the Blastfurnace city, or actually they don't have many there anymore, do they?
No, that's a city that used to make steel.
On the Three Rivers.
Oh,
Well, a
right.
highly rated town for in a lot of the rating towns, things that I've seen, but I don't know actually who rates them. How do you rate it?
Oh, I've lived there all of my life, except when I went to Ohio State, and then I ran back home after I graduated from Ohio State, scared that somebody might keep me in Columbus. And, oh my goodness.
Goodbye, Columbus.
Goodbye. And I just love Pittsburgh. A lot of anarchists throughout the world are moving there because, like, a friend of mine just bought a half a duplex for $1,800 on a sheriff's sale.
Well, there's the other side of the collapse of the housing market, I guess.
That's right.
Okay, well, we're not here to talk about any of that. We did a fair amount of it yesterday on another show I participated in, and they don't even know what they're doing at this point, except they've got the former head of Goldman Sachs trying to work it out, so isn't that wonderful?
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, you spoke at Channing Murray today. I saw some slides and some a movie. Indeed, that was a movie that you copped off of Free Speech TV. Do you have a name for that, or do we?
No, that woman was with me,
Okay.
Sharon Service, and she was just filming, and she had little clips that she used on different newscasts, and I copied them off the air,
Mm-hmm.
and then I used them in my presentation, but she was with us. She
Okay.
was the host with Free Speech TV.
I see. This was 2004, a year after the occupation began.
We went there for the first anniversary of the beginning of the war.
Yeah. You call it a war, I call it an occupation, but
Yeah,
it's both, actually, isn't it?
It's just horrible.
yeah. So you've been following some things subsequently, but I think it's probably a good idea to reprise some of the things. So there may be a Sharon Service YouTube channel, as far as we know. Maybe she's got some things posted.
If it was up to her, she definitely does not have anything posted. So.
Oh, okay. She wants to, okay.
Yeah, anonymity. The power of anonymity.
Okay, well, we're not doing it here.
No.
NoToWar.com is a website you work with, and your colleague here, Heidi, who lives in town, is your webmaster. Is that right?
Yes, she's a web mistress.
Okay. We have to have a generic word for that. A web guru.
Anyways, Heidi has been helping me since the very beginning of our website, which was in 1996, because of how beautiful the website was, filled with content. It drew a woman in from Paris, and now we're married and have 2 children.
Ah, vive la différence.
Yes, the power of the internet.
Uh-huh.
She's a Liverpuddian that was over there translating.
Oh, okay, so she wasn't Parisian. So she was,
So
okay, well.
I give good email.
I can't go any further with that one, so let's go on. So you were No to War before this war started, so I gather you have a deeper analysis of the U.S. role in the world, I suppose.
Yeah, I was first against the Vietnam War when I was a little kid. We were sitting there, and my friend and I, and in an altered state, and we're looking out the window, and the police are dragging these people away. After the 3rd day of these people being dragged away by their necks by the police, we thought, maybe we should go find out what's going on.
Yeah.
We met them on the edge of campus, and they were University of Pittsburgh students in the original SDS, and they told us to come to a protest against the war. Little did I know when I took a trolley downtown that it was the moratorium against the war, when people called off their businesses to protest against the war. All suits and ties, dresses, not a hippie in the bunch, and tens of thousands of people turned out in Pittsburgh because they were sick of their sons being taken away to war. In fact, in that area, more people were drafted than any other part of the country.
That's a bit of the revision of history, is that the idea that the hotbed of opposition to the war was on the campuses. Of course there was some of it, and I experienced it here, but the opposition to the war, and this war too, is much broader than that, but we haven't been able to seemingly get beyond the what I think is a mirage of the surge, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know, we'll probably try and get into that a little bit. So why don't we start more at the beginning? You also work with Blastfurnace Radio, which is a web-based thing that's on hiatus right now until...
Yes, we and me and our little collective have a internet radio station. It was very difficult to set up 8 years ago. You had to set the INI and do all these different things and like wave your magic wand.
And subnet mask.
It was awful. And we were trying to run it off a 56K modem, so it sounded like Daffy Duck with a lisp. And so what happened was all of a sudden DSL kind of came around, and of course that increased the sound quality, and we were able to throw Windows 2000 on automatic and able to run our station and not reboot for as much as 38 days. And so that wasn't just a way of sitting around the house. That took me to 11 different cities and global uprisings to set up emergency broadcast systems, where me and my friends would blow in the town and set up a web radio station just for that weekend.
Right.
So it gave me a front row seat to the anti-globalization movement.
So this comes right along with the parallel to, I guess, the indie media movement. And were you in Seattle for the battle in Seattle?
No.
There's a film out. I don't think it's opened in town here yet, and I've heard some contrary and positive things about it.
I was not there for the Battle of Seattle, but
either.
the IMC called me to come to Philadelphia for the RNC in the year 2000, and we walked in, and here is this room with 75 computers, and walking into the future. And Joe Biafra was the first person on the broadcast, and I just made friends for life, and have been doing the radio station since. And the kids approached me and said, "Can we do a video blog?" And I said, "No, we're a radio station." They approached me a few days later. "Can we do a video blog?" And we did. We just went out and
Why say no, I guess.
bought new equipment
and
DVD, standalone DVD burner, a new computer, used an old consumer grade camera, and now we have 38 and counting clips on YouTube if you look under Blastfurnace PGH.
PGH,
Pittsburgh, yeah.
Greater.
Yes, yeah. So,
that's the airline code for it, right? I guess. Isn't it?
PGH is just an abbreviation for Pittsburgh. Also, I was able to make my own press passes at Kinko's, and that got me into both Baghdad and New Orleans.
Yeah. Well, they've learned from those experiences, and now they have preemptive strikes against convergence centers and eyewitness video, as we experienced. Well, just on Friday, I guess they were let go. They dropped the charges against the journalists. Not to say they dropped the charges against the other people that got corralled up in the mess, but anyway.